Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Yes, indeed, it is Wednesday. Thumbs up. One thing I wanted to talk about, just some real quick things. I mentioned before how there are channels and people that I watch on YouTube just for the people. I mean, I watch for subject matter, but sometimes I watch just for people. There's this one music reviewer. His name is Anthony Fantano. And he's not hysterically funny. In fact, he's got a very subtle sense of humor. And he talks about current music. Everything from, he reviewed the latest Taylor Swift album, to the latest rap albums, to everything. It's everything he covers. He calls himself the internet's busiest music nerd. One of the reasons that I watch him, though, for short periods of time. I mean, I can't watch a full video of his because I don't listen to current music, and a lot of the artists that he's reviewing the tracks of, I don't listen to. So until he gets into the deep music stuff and the deep theory about why this, that, and the other, I watch. One of the reasons is because of his personality, and I've mentioned this before. One of the things he does, my shirt's not going to sit right and it's going to bug me again. It's going to drive me crazy. Is he'll put part of his environment into his name. Like yesterday's video, he had paint on his hands and he had been painting. And so he called himself, Paintany Jobtano. And so that he does that sort of thing. And the thing that really made me laugh over one of his videos is he actually got himself. He never breaks out and just laughs. If he gives a smile or it starts smiling about something while he's talking, you know that he's really containing himself, and that's a big thing. So he called himself Bigany Teeth Tano because he's got, horse teeth. Which is fine. I mean, people have big teeth. And you could see as he was calling himself Bigany Teeth Tano, he was trying not to break out into a full smile. And that right there, that sort of stuff, that's why I'm watching you right there. It's subtle. If you've got to watch the person and the personality, but just the little things like that, that's why I watch. And I watch a lot of weird things. And as much as my subscription list is pretty big, there's so few videos that show up. So I don't know why. I just watch a bunch of people that don't really produce a huge amount. Such is life. Such is life. But there are a lot of people that I watch for this, that, and the other. I mean, I'm not into a whole bunch of the audio or technical side and electronic stuff, but I still watch Techmoan because it's fascinating stuff. And as much as history, I'm a pretty much typical American this way. I find history kind of just dull. Most history is just, I don't really care. A lot of history is fascinating, especially, recent history, stuff that affects us, most on a daily basis, but all of history is fascinating. Why on earth did I even go on to that one from the people that I like listening to? I can't really remember where I was talking about history, but it's the point being I'll watch and listen to a lot of things, and that's a good thing because you learn stuff. And there's one fellow, Simon Dan, where his largest thing that he does now with his videos, though he does have the occasional non-refutation video, is he'll have like Flat Earth Friday, where he goes through and he debunks flat earth videos. And just a day of the week is he'll debunk this kind of video, debunk that kind of video, debunk this kind of video. And I watch debunking videos. I mean, they're like the epitome of preaching to the choir, because you're not going to convince the people that watch the kind of videos you're refuting. You're basically preaching to the choir and saying, hello, people that enjoy this sort of thing. Today we're laughing at these people. And that's basically it, because the people that you're refuting they watch, of course, because they then, in part of this whole industry, make their refutation of the refutation videos. And so you can really go down a rabbit hole that way. But they can be interesting too. I watch a fair amount of those debunking type stuff where they'll go through and they'll pick the holes and they'll say, you know, this is why when you watch this is why this is bad. This is why this video is bad. And they'll be right. I mean, they're not, you know, just cranks or blowhards. They go through and they say, okay, what they're arguing here, and then they'll show you that the argument that they have, why it is a fallacy, why it's fallacious, why if you're using that argument, you're not trying to convince somebody of an argument, you're trying to fool somebody. Hence why so many people use the straw man argument, which of course is you rephrase the argument so that you're arguing against what you want to argue against, not the actual point. So you're fighting against the straw man you created. And I know I don't have to explain what that is, but still, a bit of etymological history. Yeah, like I know the history of any of these words. But such is life. And I did want to thank lots of people. I don't know how many people did this, but when I checked my email today, I had a $108 donation coming to my checking account from my GoFundMe campaign. Oh, it just annoys me because it's a loud noise and it, you know, when you clear your throat, if you really have to do it, it's not pleasant. So it just bugs me. It's a loud noise. It's irritating. And my housemates are trying to sleep. And I've got another house full of people on that side of the duplex. I don't just want to be really loud. I mean, I'm talking and that's loud, but still, hopefully you get my point. I can't even remember what I was talking about. So I'll talk about this instead. Oh, good Lord. I haven't gone full walkies to Walmart for like 3 days now. Oh my God. And during that time, I've made 1 walkies in town. Oh, that big push, that big impetus where every single day I felt, I mean, even if my body was not feeling uncomfortable, I had a mental thing going on where I was like, I was counting down till 6 o'clock. Just getting more and more antsy as I looked at the clock until finally 6 o'clock it was pull my earbuds out and go for a walk. And then finally I'd feel better. And my body was, of course, going through all that, you gotta get up, you gotta do this stuff. My body's not doing that anymore. And for whatever reason, I guess because I've made peace with it, I don't have that big mental push anymore. If I'm not getting up to go walkies, I don't have that feeling of mental anxiety coming up anymore. Now, I had talked the other day about how as long as I can keep going every other day, that shouldn't be bad. But this is 3 days where I have been quite happy just sitting in my chair. I still get up a lot. I mean, I get up because I'm still terrified of blood clots. Yay. So I make sure I'm getting up, I'm going up and down the stairs, I'm walking, I do not deep squats, but I do squats. About, like if I'm just standing, I lower about 4 or 5 inches because if I go any further, my knees get destroyed. Yay. So they're not even real squats or just minor knee bends, but it's enough to lower, bend my knees, get all of the muscles working. That's what's important. You don't want blood pooling anywhere in your body, and if you do have blood pooling in your body, you don't want it to pool there for long. That is why they say, people out there who identify however you are, if you have a sexual organ that engorges with blood, then you have undoubtedly seen, well, everybody's undoubtedly seen the erectile dysfunction advertisements on television. where they say, if you've got something going on for longer than 4 hours, go see a doctor. Well, yeah, because that's pooling blood. And pooling blood clots. And then clots, well, wherever you got a clot, everything starts to die. So unless you want an amputation of some kind of body part, go see a doctor. Point being, again though, pooling blood is a bad idea. It's not good. Now, it's not going to kill you, always. It's not going to be terrible and instant. I mean, that pressure sores are from lack of blood. People sitting for too long. I get pressure sores periodically because I have insanely delicate skin. And I sit a lot. So I have to make sure to change my position, change how I'm sitting, change what I'm sitting on. Thumbs up for that. But that's from a lack of blood. That's from squishing. And there are people all their lives that sit in, well, not all their lives. If you're in your chair all your life, you're probably not going to have a very long life. Unfortunately, there are, well, back to, and then I'll come back to this. You can be sitting in a chair and it's not going to kill you as long as you've got your people who are trying to help you, keeping you moving. You've got to be shifting. Every 2 hours or you're going to get those pressure sores, which is, of course, you're pooling blood. So you got to be careful, properly hydrated and all that. I can't remember what I was going to talk about. It had to do, I remember now actually, it's the hazards of immobility. One of the reasons you have to keep moving, and one of the reasons why paralyzed people die so often of things like pneumonia. They gave you, I don't know if they still do, they might have updated it, but when I was going through as a nurse's aide and as a nurse, because I went through the licensed practical nurse training, they give you these things about the hazards of immobility. Not moving is so bad for you. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, even just sitting in a chair is really bad for you. It is really bad for you to sit. So I shouldn't sit for 12 hours at a time like I do. Well, I mean, grand total. Wake up, sit down at 6 o'clock, start doing stuff here, and then 6 hours later, still in my chair. I mean, I've gotten up, I've gone to the bathroom, I've gotten food, I've taken little walks, I've done exercises, but it's still, I'm sitting. And sitting is not good for you. It is bad for your kidneys. You need to move. It is bad for your kidneys. It is bad for your intestines and your gut. Moving helps peristalsis, keeps things moving through your gut. The less you move, the more intestinal problems you have. It's incredibly bad for your lungs. If you aren't moving, if you are not moving, and you are not coughing, you will have fluids pool in your lungs. And when you have any fluids that are collecting in your lungs, your risk of pneumonia just goes boom, through the roof. And that is why so many people that you read about that are paralyzed die of pneumonia, because they can't move, even with other people helping them, getting them to do things, doing physical therapy. That's one of the reasons physical therapy is done for paralyzed people, not just to keep their muscles from contracting, but to keep all the organs on the inside of your abdomen moving. You are built to move. You are a meat machine that is built to move, and when you don't, your meat machine suffers a lot and will die decades before its time. This is another reason why exercise is such a really good thing, and why I got to get back out there and out there and still out there and out there. I got to get out there and still moving, and everybody should, as much as you can. Any physical activity is good, whether it's just around the block or 6 miles to Walmart. Any physical activity is good, whether you're using hand exercises, dumbbells, doing squats, walking, running. Even though running is terrible for your joints, any exercise is good. And I understand, I hate exercising. I hate it. I loathe it. It bores me to tears. I live up here. I am a cerebral mental person. I hate exercising. But boy, if you don't, it's so bad for you. You don't want to die early. I mean, I don't know your situation. Maybe you do. And that's not always negative. I mean, if you're in a intractable pain at the end of your life, or you have a horrible disease, it's not getting better, some sort of situation, yeah, life isn't always the best. But under most situations, it's preferable to dying horribly. It really is. And I've opened up, I don't have that motion right. I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. Good comment, bad comment, and different comment. The fact is you left me a comment. Thank you so much for having left me a comment. It is appreciated. You took the time of day to do that. You expended the calories. Thumbs up and thank you. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker and it's a range of 20 to 25 because even though I count in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, largely right in front of my face, I still get lost. I'm sorry. My memory is 1,000% better than it used to be. Ain't getting better all the time, but oy vey. So we have Oscar the Grouch, greatly appreciated, can't speak English all of a sudden. Taco Man, yo mama, thumbs up. Kieran Slipknot, Iowa fan. I really wish I could. The VA is the people I've been in contact with the most, and they're the ones that have largely told me, well, we can't stop you from becoming homeless, but we'll be there to pick you up after you do. So, yay. A Lemon Pie 407, thumbs up and thank you. Superboy Legend, Squares. Yeah, I misspoke the entire way through that video. Turon Smock, here I said I'm not going to read the comments. What am I doing? And Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. Russian Timing, thumbs up and thank you. Then we have Kathy Kiss Cat, greatly appreciated. Here's hoping you get home soon. Piro Minaya Royas, Piro? I'm nowhere close. Thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. Siler be going crazy. I'm sorry, but thank you very, very much. Fake Sriracha. Always good to see you in the comments. Thumbs up and thank you. Negative 32. Greatly appreciated. Silas Van Dusen. Thumbs up and thank you. And then we have Joseph Smitherman. Thumbs up and thank you. Crazy Space Turtle. Thank you. That bitch is suburban. How about that? Thumbs up. Tony Kelly. Greatly appreciated. And then we have Christoph Binnemans, thumbs up and thank you. Sebastian Ferris, greatly appreciated. Plum, thumbs up and thank you. Sebastian Ferris, did I already thank you? Well, if I did, you've gotten it twice then, haven't you? Green Lebo X, thumbs up and thank you. Darren Lieberman, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Confused Owl 29, thumbs up and thank you all. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. Greatly appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you. Definitely. And now for the proper use of this motion, if you could check out my various links. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. That's the motion of the praying mantis Jaeger getting ready for battle. So that's why I do that. Anyway, though, yeah, if you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. But if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool, greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Good golly, Miss Molly. Well, I'm going to try and make it to the food bank today. A good thing. I had spaghetti last night. Very nice. And it's a good thing. So I apparently have not been suffering food poisoning, which is good because I got ketchup with it. And when I took off the seal wasn't sealed. But it smelled okay, and it looked okay, and so I took a risk, and I used it anyway. And it tasted fine, so ketchup doesn't need to be sealed as long as it's not going to wait for like years. It doesn't actually go bad, it just loses its taste, like mustard. Anyway, you take care, have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. Hey, oh, well, I mistimed things incredibly, didn't I? Have a very good day, no matter whether I miss time or not.